I feel I've experienced so much in my 20s. I suppose the Goliath, I suppose, is the challenges in my industry. I think the rejections, because I think what everyone sees, what the audience sees is the victories and the accolades.
100%.
But no one sees the sacrifices, the sleepless nights. For every 2 gigs I get, I missed out on 5.
Sure.
I suppose the Goliath is the challenges of being in the industry.
Okay.
Because art and design in its nature, it's a very subjective art form.
100%,
So
yes.
not every...
Hi guys, and welcome once again to Braving It, a platform where I get to have brave conversations with people who are killing it in their areas of responsibility. Why brave, you ask? Brave because we are divulging on those human emotions that we all experience but never really want to talk about. And so I want to do away with this pluralistic ignorance in society where we get to be raw and real about the things that we actually go through, purely with the hopes of you getting out of your own way and giving yourself a chance. So what are those emotions? We're talking fear, anxiety, self-doubt, feelings of I'm not good enough. All of that my guests will be unpacking as they brave through their own day-to-day. I'm sitting here with David Tshabalala, aka Sling Goliath. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Thank you for coming and thank you for saying yes to a brave conversation.
Finally.
Finally, you can say that again. Okay, so I'm going to give the guys a rundown of who you are and what you've done with your life. Okay, so you studied graphic design at Central University of Technology in the Free State. You worked for several companies as their in-house graphic designer illustrator before establishing your own brand and design agency, Sukechi Design. This is a company that is about 6 years old?
6 years old. Now.
Okay, and has worked with local and international brands as well. All right, guys, David, aka Sling Goliath, made it in the Mail and Guardian 200 Young South African list in 2015. He was selected as a jury member at the Art Directors Club 98th Annual Awards in 2019. He then set off to become a member of the judging panel on the Loeries Awards, which for most, as you know, are the brand communication and advertising awards in Africa and the Middle East. And you may have seen some of his work on Yogis products. You may have seen limited edition t-shirts across Mr. Price stores all over the country. And of course, he worked with the likes of Converse, Netflix on their Queen Sono movie, and many other brands like Knickknacks, Audi. This guy, guys, is on fire, and I get to speak to him today. Hello, 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 and welcome. All right, David, I met you 5 years ago, so I'm not a stranger to you.
Yes.
You and I are not strangers, in case I'm begging here, you know?
Well, it's the first time we meet, I think, physically, but social media
100%, 100%.
Thing, yeah.
So we met about 5 years ago, and how we met, I remember I was looking for a gift for my mother's 60th birthday celebration. And I had a portrait of hers that I wanted to turn into a beautiful visual interpretation. And I saw your work and I loved your style. I was like, this is the guy. Let me give him a call and see if he can help. And you produced something absolutely gorgeous. You understood the brief. You were timeless with your delivery, and your cost was so realistic and affordable. So thank you for that. I don't know if I thanked you enough, but thank you for that.
Welcome.
My mother loves it. Thank you.
That's amazing.
All right, so David, you are David. And so the question I want to ask is, who or what is the Goliath that you are slaying in your life right now?
Well, I think right now, being 31, I feel like I have... Yeah.
Oh, you've done a lot, though.
I feel I've experienced so much in my 20s.
Yeah.
I suppose the Goliath, I suppose, is the challenges in my industry. I think the rejections, because Because I think what everyone sees, what the audience sees is the victories and the accolades.
100%.
But no one sees the sacrifices, the sleepless nights. For every 2 gigs I get, I missed out on 5.
Sure.
I suppose the Goliath is the challenges of being in the industry.
Okay.
Because art and design in its nature, it's a very subjective art form. So not everything I do will be received or loved right away, immediately. I suppose Goliath is an ongoing battle. I don't think Goliath is someone I've defeated. I think it's someone I defeat every day.
And when you do defeat every day, there's something else that comes up, right?
Yeah.
When you said rejection, you spoke to me there. It said something to me. Were you rejected in the form of when you were looking for a job to say, this is the job I'm applying for, I'm an illustrator, I'm a graphic designer, check out my portfolio, and they were like, not good enough for our agency? Or was it as slaying Goliath, you putting your work out there and people commenting to say, my guy, this actually isn't all that? What do you mean by rejection?
I think by rejection, I think as a younger designer a few years back, in terms of applying for work in the bigger agencies, the market is so, the industry is so, there's little space for everyone to go in. So you need to be really good to go in, even just to crack an interview. So I suppose that's what I mean by the rejection. But at one of the interviews, I was actually advised to just go to a smaller agency, start somewhere small and build up my portfolio, and eventually I can work for the big agencies.
Okay. You know, the one thing I know is that to pursue creativity, one has to be very brave and bold. I suppose one can call it creative bravery, where you have to put yourself out there, go out there, be open-minded and open about receiving new information, experiences, opinions, you know, things like that, listening and learning, and always looking forward. So really what I want to ask is, when you do put yourself out there and you put your work, because, you know, I honestly believe that you are an extension of your work. So it's very difficult to not say, but it's not me. It's a reflection of who you are, what you think, and how you express yourself. So it's the same thing. You and the work are quite related. So the question is, do you still get nervous about some of the work that you put out there in terms of how it will be received by the public?
I think it depends on the subject matter. I think my work, 90% of it, I focus on the human subject. And I interpret it, I portray it in my own style, very colorful, very playful. But I try to do justice to whatever the subject is like talking about. So most of the time I'm not that nervous because I can tell that it represents what people can feel, you know, as well.
Okay.
It depends also, because I think the nature of my work also, it's social commentary right now.
Yes.
So if something is happening with Prophet Bushiri or Jacob Zuma, if I put out artwork that shows my opinion or my take on the matter, I am going to get some mixed sort of reactions. Not because of the artwork itself technically, but because of my opinion on whether I support the people I've mentioned or not.
It's interesting because that's actually, I'm coming to my next question, and you said someone there that I want to, you know, your work, like you said, your work is quirky, it's humorous, it's even brave to some extent. I mean, I saw some of your illustrations of Trump, and I was like, this guy's brave, eh? And then I saw recently Prophet Bushiri, and you had played on the word prophet, you know, and even your stay strapped execution for World AIDS Day.
Oh wow!
You remember that? I was like, this guy is taking it far.